Hey, what's up shrinkkeepers, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I actually wanted to share with you guys a principle that I often use for my time management, and it is really about the 80-20 rule. I think some of you guys who have read this principle, you guys know that what is it all about. However, for those who are unsure about it, it's actually the long and short of it is really to talk about the 20% of the things that matters that actually impact the 80% of the results. So before we go into this today's topic, I want to give a special shout out to a few guys, and this will actually link to what I'm actually trying to share in terms of the information today. And one of them is actually I'm not sure if I pronounced this name correctly. It is Duncan Minagal. So I think over here you can actually read. Maybe I'll just read it out, saying that the person actually uses UGF and sponge because of some of the reasons, and at the end of it, actually says that I can't say enough about how helpful your videos and blogs are. You are a lot of people sensei and things like that. Thank you very much for the kind comments. And then Duncan actually followed up with a reply and saying that what you are sharing is actually a base philosophy. So I think that is very well put, described, because what I'm actually sharing is actually the process, the procedures, and the systems and things like that. It actually give you guys the actually empowers you guys for the future decision and improve the skills and the result. So I think that is one of the things that I will give a special shout out. And how is this related to today's topic? Actually, in another one of the comments that I actually got on PM, actually saying from Chor, saying that I tried how you did your RO water changes, and then now it is damn fast. Everything comes out really quick. So I think the long and short of it is that as time goes by, we try to innovate into new things, and we try to shorten the process so that we can actually reduce the time spent in terms of water changes and things like that, and still get the exact same result. And that actually helped us a lot, because the 20% of the things, like for example, the 20% of the things includes selective breeding, system and processes, and things like that. So these are some of the 20% things that actually make out of the entire 80% of the results. So water changes and things like that. So I think the long and short of it is that we have been taught over time that it has to be done in such a way, but nobody actually questions the norm. Why should we do the things the way we should do it? And that's also the reason why I wanted to share with you. Like for example, the Kallax ball, and why am I always using the Kallax ball on my tanks, and how do I actually improve their breeding cycle and things like that. So the Kallax ball has 42% protein content. So that in itself is already a very high protein food. I'm not saying that you cannot use other type of food. Definitely you can use other type of food. And the reason why I'm so strict in terms of using a certain type of food for a long period of time is because for example, if let's say you have a food that is maybe 10% protein count or protein content, and the shrimps go towards it and eat it, then they will lose the opportunity to eat the 42% protein content. So that is the reason why I have been keeping it simple, using very few additions in terms of the food, and that's the reason also why they have always been breeding, and I don't really have any issues in terms of breeding cycle, and I usually use this to ensure that the shrimps are actually getting the sufficient food or nutrients to actually settle and then bury. So that's the reason why I have been very strict in the process. Not because that I do not want them to have a variety of food. Definitely, having a variety of food is always good. However, they also means that they are extracting, or you are kind of avoiding them of the other type of food. So if you have a food that is like 15% protein, 20% protein, 30% protein, 35% protein, so you have all this food all put in it, does it mean that it is not good, or it doesn't help the shrimps to breed? Definitely not. Of course it will help, definitely it will help. because food is just one of the elements that it contributes to the entire breeding cycle. So however, what I do not want, and what I do not want the streams to actually lose out the opportunity. Like for example, if the streams lose out the opportunity to breed because they do not have sufficient protein that month, then it is up to me. The onus is on me, because I made the decision to go to a different path. I feed a different food. So that is also one of the reasons why one of the breeders recently we chatted, and I went to his place, and then we saw the stream itself. He was actually feeding a certain type of food, and I'm not saying that the food is not good or things like that. However, it contributes to a decrease in pigmentation over time, and we saw that very clearly. We removed the streams, and then we put it in a tank where we get that food flushed out from the system, and then I didn't even feed the food. After that, I didn't even feed whatever food that they can find in the tank, whether it's biofilm or things like that, from roots or plants or things like that. The color, some of them actually turn back. So that is the reason why I haven't been, I call that stubborn, or maybe you can call me a very disciplined in the process, because I base it out of the test results of the feed, and that is the reason why I make the decision to ensure that they always get the best every time they feed. So that's one of the things that I want to share in between using the 20% rule to get the 80% result. So that is the reason, all of this when taken together, when placed together, it helps the breeders to actually think through what is suitable for the stream, what is required for the streams, and then think where the direction is. So for example, my direction is very simple. My direction is to ensure that every month I give them the best opportunity for them to breed. And if they do not breed, I mean, there's not much I can do about it. I've given them the best. However, your direction may not be the same as mine. My direction may not be the same as yours. So my direction, like I mentioned, is about breeding every month. Try to have them every month to have them buried, because their life cycle is short. Their breeding cycle is even shorter. So I really I actually want them to breed as much as they can. And the reason for doing that is also because time is everybody has 24 hours in a day. I want to spend the least amount of time to achieve the highest amount of result, and that's the reason why I have always been thinking through. So putting the work up front to think about what needs to be done, tweak the process, how to actually make it more efficient, and things like that. So all of this being put together will reduce your time, because we are hobbyists. We do have a day job, we have kids, we have parents, we have things that we need to attend to. And that's the reason why we cannot think like a commercial breeder, because the commercial breeder does it because of it is their livelihood. They can spend 24 hours, they can spend, and they do not need to do things like we do. And that's the reason why having that thought process, having the hobbyist thought process helps to actually design and implement some of these system and processes in place, because it helps me manage my time better, so that I can spend more time with my kids and on my work and things like that. So it does not disrupt life out of the normal process. So I think that is where I want to drive at, the 20% rule, the 20-80% rule. That is where I want to use. I spend 20% of my time to actually get the 80% of the results. I mean, I cannot get 100% of it, because I'm not putting in all of those time in it. However, at least I put in 20% of my time to ensure that I get the most out of it. So I think that's the long and short of it on this video. I truly appreciate your time. And for those who are new to this video, please remember to subscribe to my channels as I continue to put in more information. And for those who like this video, please remember to give us a thumbs up. And for those who have get all the way up to here, listen all the way up to here, please feel free to write in the comments what kind of content you would like to see. I will definitely spend some time to think through how I can actually implement that, take some of these videos and share with you guys. So until next time, peace out.